Oh, actually, you know what? He's got to go all the way back down here, I think. Wait. Yeah, okay. He's trying to run this line right here back this way. Okay. They start on the short rows clearly then, not the long rows. That's what it is. Yeah, it's courseplay. So courseplay, I would say the best courseplay is honestly like one combine in a field. Or, you know, one of something. When you start doing multiples, which is what I have here, it can get a little, it can get a little interesting. So in that case there, dang it, now there's a wagon blocking. I can't do anything about that either. Chad, I can't tell. In that case there, you know, Buddy was just, I maybe should have put 2 outside rounds. That might have fixed the problem there. Because then there would be more end rows for the combine to drive back around. That might have fixed it. I don't know. But generally, once you get courseplay going, what I say back and forth, it's great. It's the outside rounds to the back and forth part that usually cause the problems. But you're going to see here in a minute, once we get these combines going back and forth, we shouldn't have to interfere with them the rest of the harvest. So, or at least that's dope. This is trying to work itself out here, but it's not quite able to. So yeah, not quite able to. One start left to right, the other start right to left. Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. Actually, come here, buddy. Let me, like trees. The trees! Oh. Breaking's always the hard part, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I had a field with a bunch of, you know, room along the ends of the field, I wouldn't have to do end rows, but, you know, there's fences and buildings and trees, and so unfortunately I kind of have to do end rows. So. Now, the old courseplay, I swear back in the day, so he started down here, went around the field, let's say, right? Got back to here. The old courseplay would have kept going forward and drove all the way around the field and then started his land. Which worked better. It took longer, but it worked better. And this courseplay, maybe there's a setting I'm missing somewhere and I haven't looked. But this courseplay, when he gets done with his outside round, he doesn't care if there's another combine behind him. He doesn't see that. He's just going to turn around and I guess he's kind of like going the shortest route, which the shortest route typically runs into another another tractor, or in this case a combine. So that part kind of sucks, but yeah, it's fine, I guess. All right, let's get this truck out of our way. This is our backup truck in case we need it. As of right now, we don't need it, so. But now that those combines are going back and forth, hopefully they'll be okay. There might be a little bit of an issue. The only thing we may have to interfere with is they're going to do this land here. So that combine's going to go down and then come back down here and then go up and come back. And then maybe there'll be a little issue with like the offset of the field. But like once they get to their next land, we shouldn't have to interfere with them at all. I'm not sure what our grain carts are doing out there, but they're doing something. Auto drive workers, they'll figure out their lives eventually. Auto drive is smart enough to figure it out most of the time. They'll pathfind around each other, and they'll figure it out eventually. I'm not too worried about auger wagons. They're fine. Yes, both combines need to be unloaded right now, and no, we're not being efficient because they both need to be unloaded, but when you're cutting through on a new land, it's to be expected. At least the front combine's going to get full. Like, that's all there is to it. Not a big deal. They're not professionals like when we're running combines and, you know, like we do the combine swap off so that nobody gets full. They're not quite smart enough to do that. So that's okay. All right, let's go find some bales. We don't want to put down a bunch of bales in the way of the combines. So I've started balers, so I need to run with them. Basically, at least for these outside rounds. So yeah. Shift Control R. We have our auto load turned on, which half the time it doesn't work on the first bale. So hey, it works. Hip hip hooray. So after we get this harvested, chat, we can proceed with time and go for a corn harvest. And the first field that we're going to harvest will be 5. Because as some of you know, we were doing some science on 5. So that's going to determine if we're going to be, with our periodic plowing turned on, and of course, because of precision, it's going to determine if we are going to plow or not. Logic would say, yes, we need to plow because we have our periodic plowing turned on, but we can't always use common sense in farm sim, so we're going to do the science. Yep, there. Everybody's happy for right now. For now. 98. Would we get hit on our nitrogen just a hair? See, I don't buy that. I don't buy getting hit on our nitrogen, by the way. The only thing I didn't do was like a mid-growing season application of line or a fertilizer, but I don't think we need to. Currently we are up to 22, but I'm very tempted to buy 23 and 24. I just don't like that 23 is planted in cotton. So I might hold off until it gets harvested or something, because I would just have to waste it anyway, so. 98 slacker, I know. But I don't know why it's dinking us on our nitrogen when we used auto apply. I don't quite understand that, I'll be honest. Again, unless I'm supposed to go out like mid-growing season with those stupid sensors on. But in the past when I've done that, it doesn't actually use any nitrogen anyway, so I don't really see a point. But I guess if it gives us the other 2%, then it might be worth it. I don't know. So universal auto load, yes. Control Shift R. And then it should work like it's working for me right now. Control Shift R. Buddy, you're actually going to stop right there? That's in a bad... no, you need to keep going, Baylor. I think we have a stalemate going on. Okay, see, auto drive was smart enough to be like, hey, I'm in his way. Let me try to get out of his way. So that combine's going to go. And that combine's going to go, and then the baler's going to run right into him. Watch. Trailer has to be empty. Control Shift R. Yes, if the trailer's not empty, Control I. Unload it. Control Shift R to turn on. Northern J yelled at me long enough about auto drive. I finally figured it out. Or auto load, sorry. He yelled at me in the nicest possible way, though. Oh, man. So, yeah. Nicest possible way, but I finally got it. So we're good to go now. Although sometimes I swear, like, some days it just wants to work and some days it doesn't. So, there's that. But it's okay. Not mad, just disappointed. Story of my life. Or something like it. Right. You know, the old bale weave. Back and forth and back and forth. Might need more than 2 wagons, guys. They're filling up. Filling up. You have to restart the game to get auto load. Yeah, okay. That's a good point, because sometimes it'll just like be dumb and not want to work. So, and by the way, how many harvests does it take for our data to be outdated? Because like we've harvested a lot, I feel like, and I've not had to purchase data again since like the first time. So I'm kind of surprised right now that we haven't had to surprised we haven't had to purchase data again. So I feel like we've harvested a few times anyway. Feels like the first. No, it's a good song. I got stuff in my eye, chat. Man. Now see, okay, because this baler's so far behind, that baler came back and not going to have that collision issue that we had with the combines. That baler might have to be stopped. He's going to catch the combines. Oh, gosh. It happens. Honestly, I should probably go run with that baler. I think I'm going to go stop him, actually. Alright. Let's control shift, or just shift, sorry, shift R. Shift R. I can see we're gonna need another truck probably. Control shift R. Let's go get this baler stopped. Because oh, see, it didn't work for the first bale. Control shift R again. It'll probably work. Yeah. Alright, one auger wagon's full. The other one's probably full too. Oh, goodness. Ah, he's not full yet. Never mind. We're okay. Alright, we'll stop this baler when he gets back to the other end of the field. Until then, we'll just, you know, putt along with him. No big deal. Putt. Oh, that's really trippy. Okay, never mind. Oh, goodness. So many bales. The good thing is we have storage for all of this straw. Between our hypocrite silos and our new TMR building. That thing holds like 3.5 million, so we'll definitely be fine on our storage. Won't be an issue at all. So that'll be nice. It will be nice. So I guess actually the solution for a field like this with the combines would be let the first one get like a lap ahead, you know, or like get really far ahead on his outside round and then start the second one. And then they wouldn't have that collision issue, I guess. So that could be a thing. Where the heck did Dad just get all that? So I don't understand it, chat. The neighbor that lives behind us, we talked to him the other day. And for years and years and years and years, he's lived in, he bought the house behind us 12 years ago. And I think this is the first time I've ever talked to the guy in 12 years. Okay. But there was this tree, brush, junk growing in our fence line between our two houses and the chain link fence. And it was mostly on his side of the fence. And we talked to him years ago about cutting it down. And he said, no, it gives my dog some shade. And we said, okay. I mean, you got a big old elm tree in your backyard for shade, but whatever, you know, we're not going to push the envelope, you know? So the other day we were out there and I wanted to trim off one little sprig because it pokes me in my head when I cut grass underneath this thing. And, so we cut it off and he happened to be in his backyard and he comes over and he's like, hey, and we're talking to him and he goes, yeah, I really hate this thing growing here. I want to cut it down so bad. That was the neighbor, what he said. And we're like, okay, bet. I literally looked at him and I said, as soon as it cools down, consider it gone. He's like, oh, that'd be nice. I'm like, trust me, it'll be gone. I have no problem cutting that thing down. The dog is still alive. Yes, their dog is very much still alive. But I guess he finally realized, like, oh, that thing's actually a piece of junk. You know, it's just like brush. It's nothing good. It's nothing. It doesn't have any flowers. It's starting to get up, like, kind of into the power lines. So it needs to go away. So, yeah. Get it in writing. I probably should, actually. It's not a bad idea, Bear. Chat, where did that whole pile of bales go? Chad, I just left a pile of bales there, right? Where did that pile of bales go? That's the wrong button. And this is why we don't put bales on the ground. I was just trying to put a few off to the side. So I could go finish that, you know. Dang it. So anyway, we're gonna cut the thing down. Probably have to, like, carefully get it all back on this side of the fence. We'll put the truck and trailer right in the backyard. We don't care. We're rednecks like that. I don't care. And so we're gonna cut the thing down when it cools down. So probably right before Christmas lights, to be honest. Be a good time. Had it happen on Tuesday. Yeah, and they're gone. And that's wild because it's like only one trailer load of bales. It's not like I have 1,000 bales laying around, you know. Just gone. Lagerbear, what's going on? How are you? Is that guy stuck or is he actually unloading? He's unloading, okay. Well, why is that not working now, chat? Did Big Roy turn off? Big Roy turned off. Been busy, nice. Hopefully good busy. Oh, man. Yes, good. Good. Well, no wonder we're getting behind on hauling if the darn mother bin tractor turns off. Is that mod out yet, chat? One that allows your tractors to stay on no matter how far away you get from them? I missed that mod, I'll be honest. Oh, wait, I found the bales. How did they teleport out here? What the hell? Oh my god, I can't believe. Oh, they're gone. I went to pick one up and they're gone. Y'all didn't know I was a magician, did you? Now you see them, now you don't. The rubber band. Yeah. Oh, they were sunk in the ground a little bit. That's funny. Yeah, Bear, the saves are really bad, and just in general, this map's starting to get kind of laggy, I'll be honest. There's a reason I only wanted to run 2 combines. 4 is just absolutely misery. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm ready. What's going on? Like looking in the distance at the desert and seeing water. Yeah. It's a mirage. Are they over here? No. So where did they go this time? Where in the world did my stack of bales? Oh, there they are. Found them. Yep. Yeah, I found them. They're up here. We're missing a couple. Oh, they're actually, I see them there. Chat, this is how we break servers. Oh, God. They're hanging out with Carmen Sandiego. Obviously. That's a bale. I don't know. I think I need to finish filling this trailer and go get this emptied. Because, bad things are happening right now, clearly. Clearly. Oh, boy. Welcome to a 4X map on Farmstone. It's not really made for it. 4X maps are great. It's not really made for it, though. That's the problem. Alright, let's stop this baler as well. Alright. Well, at least these are strapped down to the trailer, so if they want to go flying, they gotta take me with them. It's like a portal challenge. Right? I was never smart enough to play that game, I'll be honest. I tried Portal 1, maybe Portal 2, definitely Portal 1. I couldn't play it. It was an interesting concept, but I could not play it. Although I was also the guy that like couldn't play any like the Lego games because I couldn't find my way. So I don't know if that tells you much about me, chat, but it's true. I tried playing like Lego Star Wars and stuff back in the day, and I know those are games that are kind of meant for children. They're actually a ton of fun. But I could never find my way. So that's okay. I get lost in the Halo campaign and I've played it all like multiple times, so it happens. Definitely happens. But yeah, I have trouble getting around in campaigns of video games, I guess is what it is. That's why Farmstone's great. There's no campaign. You just play. You just play. It's funny. You know, I did see something about AMD's new Threadripper chip. Maybe that's the chip I need to get to run a server, huh? It's a joke, obviously. That thing's like gonna be. That thing used almost 1,000 watts of power, I believe. When it's like maxed out. It's outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Okay, sweet. This does just take bales right off the trailer. Heck yeah. We like that idea. But no, the what's actually happening with the server, at least in my opinion, you know, FarmSim only runs on 1 core. So if I've got an 8-core processor, only 1 core is doing anything. And I think that chip is technically more than that. So if to fix it, which I don't really think would fix it, but you know, that's just my thoughts, would be to get a processor that has less cores and will do more on like 1 core than say a processor with a bunch of cores. I don't know if it would actually change anything though with the performance of the server. Generally speaking, I'm pretty happy with the performance of the server, but there's some times where, you know, it's maxing it out. Now, I don't know what would be like, I don't know what would be like the best server chip would be, you know. Not sure. You know, in fairness, the server PC that I built was basically spare parts I had laying around, so. It's how rest server. Yeah, running on 1 core, you mean? Yeah, unfortunately, that's just how games are. That's just how they are, so. If there was a way where I could make that bad boy run on multiple, I would do it, or... Yeah. So I don't know if there's a way to... I don't know.
I have a wet sock now, by the way.
BBears0313 cheered Dex 100. Is it bad that every time you say cause, I hear cause? I'm awful thirsty now.
All right, Bear. It's Coors Light. That was my grandpa's beer. Oh man, Grandpa definitely, he didn't have a problem or anything. He would drink 1 beer basically every day after coming in from working on the farm all day. He'd drink 1 beer, and it was always a Coors Light. So yeah, 1 beer, that's it. That's all right. It's funny, you're awful thirsty now. I am too, and I'm a bad streamer, and I don't have any extra like beverage out here right now. I forgot to grab like extra beverage today. It's not a problem, it's a solution. No, he was always, it cooled him down, you know? Because, yeah, working on the farm and stuff, you know? And I'm not saying he did every day. I don't know. I wasn't around back in, you know? I've just heard there was, you know, I know when I was a kid and he was still working on the farm, but he lived in town. There was always 2 things in the fridge at Grandpa's house. There was always some cans of Coors Light, or maybe not even light Coors, I don't know, back then. And then there was always a 2-liter of Pepsi that was probably opened like, I don't know, a couple weeks ago. So it was always flat. There was always orange sherbet in the freezer. That was always a staple at Grandpa's house. There was always fresh Chips Ahoy cookies in the cookie jar. That was a staple. So, yeah. And don't get me wrong, he had other stuff too, but those are the ones that stick out to me, you know? And then he always had Kit Kat candy bars too. Because for some reason, every year at Halloween, he would buy a ton. And then the neighborhood he lived in, there were no children at the time. So, literally nobody would trick or treat. But every year he would buy just as many. So every time we'd go see Grandpa, we'd get us a handful or 2 of Kit Kats. I can remember like, you know, where you make your shirt into like a pouch, like a kangaroo pouch, you know? I can remember filling my shirt with Kit Kats once and bringing them home to the family. Because Pops and I went over to see Grandpa and, yeah, filled my whole shirt full of them. I brought home so many. So yeah, he was like, take all those home. I don't want them. I'm like, okay. Don't have to tell this fat kid twice to take candy. Come on now. Gladly. Oh, yeah. All right. So we're not going to put any more piles of bales around. Which that does kind of sting, by the way, because that was like 300,000 liters of straw we just lost. That was just erased from existence. So that kind of stings a little bit, I won't lie. Kind of stings, chat. That's okay. It happens, I guess. Right. Hit that speed sink, you go for a ride. Auger wagon, what are you doing? Why are you backing up across the world right now? He's in front of you. There you go. Now we're cooking with gas. Come on, Baylor. Everything is in everything's way today. Y'all notice this? I should harvest the field and then combine the field, or then bale the field, but I don't want to. I want to do it all at once and, like, you know, smoke the server, that one core on the server, you know? No, the auger wagon's not doing anything to the bales. No, so I unloaded a stack of bales, a mostly full stack of bales over here, and then they just went poof, so. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's just waiting his turn. That's all he's doing. No big deal. Harvest then come back. You know what? Sometimes I misspeak. I'm sorry. It happens. That lane between the brain and the... sometimes there's some traffic there, you know? Sometimes there's, you know, traffic. Sometimes there's a full-on, you know, 40-car pileup, okay? It happens. It definitely happens, all right? Jeepers. Jeepers. All right. I got to be honest, too, by the way. When it's time to do corn, I don't know that we're going to bale all the corn stalks. It takes so long to do that, and we don't need the corn stalk bales for any of our critters, our animals, so I don't know if we're gonna do that. I'll be real. It takes so long to do that. But yeah, especially with all the fields we have now. In corn stalk bales, they're worth money, but they're not worth like what bean straw bales are worth. They're really worth some money. But on the flip side, I think we're doing okay right now financially, so I don't really think we need to worry about it too much. So yeah. Well, it still sells. Ah, it's still money. Yeah, I know it's free money, Scoot. It just takes forever. We'll see where we're at. I mean, yeah, we'll see. I just don't know if we're going to do all of it. If anything, I could see doing the stuff over, like, to the east of the map, on the east side, because that's right by the Montana hay. But like the west side stuff, I could see maybe not doing. It's so far away. Lots of hauling. Yeah. I shouldn't say anything. Scoot did it all last time. So. It's not like I even did it. I'll be honest. Scoot has been crushing it lately. Working on the farm behind the scenes. So we'll leave it at that. He's been helping me out a lot. Like a lot. So yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, Jan comes in a fair bit too. Tony hasn't been in lately. He's been busy working, I guess. Plus, it's busy season for Tony. We'll just leave it at that. Definitely busy. All right, so I believe our combines are on to their next land. The first one is. He's full, of course, so he's getting emptied right now. Trucks are coming back. Truck is coming back. I don't know where the other truck is. It's probably doing the magic disappearing act again. We're so good at that lately. It's kind of annoying, honestly. That's okay. Alright, let's see if we can get up here. There's only one bale up here. I know you need to be unloaded. What else is new? Shocker. Right. The other thing with the stock bales, the corn stock bales, I can't show you can't see it, but we do have 1 million liters of corn stock bales in our one thing. So there's that too. Spinnery. Oh, I need to go. Okay. I did haul some wool in. I did haul some wool in. I guess it's all been turned into clothing now. Not sure actually when I sell clothing. I know on other maps it's like April, but I'm not sure about on here. I'd have to check that. We shouldn't have that much clothing right now. I am doing distributing, by the way, from the spinnery to the tailor shop. I did set that to distributing. Which I know is cheating, but it's all the way up north. Spinnery's over here, of course. It's our spinnery here. Spinnery. Gotta love it. And then the tailor shop is like... it's somewhere up here. I don't actually know where it is. Somewhere right there. There's our first clothing. Let's go. We need our sheep to breed up a little more, but it's fine. It's fine for now. Yo, Baylor, you're gonna go cause problems. These Baylors have woken up and chose silence today, I think. I should probably just turn their cruise control down, and then we won't have this issue. Just need 3 more bales then. We just turn their cruise down to like 4 miles an hour. So he can still run, but he's not gonna run over a combine. Auto drive guy, what are you doing up there, buddy? Normally this all works so well. All right. I don't think his auto drive's set up right. Maybe it is. The closest point was back here, so I guess he is actually set up right. Okay. Be that way. Shift R. Strapped and ready to go. That ain't going nowhere. Or something like that. Alrighty. Oh, so chat, we went to the farm yesterday, obviously. Damn, Big Roy keeps turning off. And when we got to the farm, we noticed on the way down that like everything was super, super wet down that way. So we pull into the farm. We have a rain gauge there on the old barnyard gate that we still have, and on one of the posts there. And I know we got rain Monday morning here in the St. Louis area, and then there was a little shower down at the farm down that way kind of Tuesday, which wasn't much of a shower based on radar. But Monday morning, that's when it stormed and stormed and stormed for hours, right? So we pull in the farm yesterday and we drive up to the rain gauge. 2.2 inches of rain. The previous week, so last week at the farm, we had like 6 inches of rain. So we're like 8 inches of rain in just over a week at the farm, like 10 days. We're at like 8 inches of rain. And it's a freaking swamp everywhere down there right now. Every little low spot, soybeans, there's literally soybeans out in fields and low spots that are starting to die because they're being drowned. You know, all the low areas that fill up and then drain, like, you know, there's a bunch of soybeans planted in those. All the plants are like black now from all the mud, which is not good. It's probably going to kill the plants because they can't get any sunlight, you know, so they're going to die. But what was crazy was that the farmers across, so they farm a bunch down there, but they farm across the highway from the farm, our farm. They were out spraying fungicide on soybeans yesterday. And they had a self-propelled John Deere sprayer. And all 4 tires were to the rim, like just covered in mud. Like the tires were just plastered in mud. So it's like, well, y'all have been mudding clearly today. Which I know it happens. So that baler is going to catch. The auger wagons are not keeping up right now. But he's the only guy that we've seen farm in like literally 2 or 3 weeks down there. And it's obviously time to spray the soybeans for fungus, but especially with all this moisture we've been having in this heat, it's just a fungus breeding ground right now. So I don't know if guys are going to have to call in like helicopters and planes, because it just won't quit raining. There's a chance of rain tonight. There's a chance of rain again tomorrow. And it just won't stop raining, and these fields won't dry up. But they were mudding through it yesterday, so I don't know how, but when he was just pulling into that field when we got back with the lawnmower after mowing in town. And he wasn't out there stuck when we left, let's put it that way. So he must have, I bet you he danced around the water holes and the low spots in that field, because that field actually has a lot of low spots to it. That field kind of, a whole bunch of ground drains through that one field. So that field definitely has some wet spots to it. So I don't know how he was able to get around it. I guess they're to the point where they're like, you know, we just have to mud through it. Most of the guys around here don't do that. Most guys here, when it comes time to harvest, if it's not fit, they're not out there. You know, I know you see like on, say, Larson Farms on YouTube, like they'll go out and mud a field. They don't care. You gotta do what you gotta do. But most guys around here won't do that. So it was kind of weird to see it yesterday. To be honest. Control Shift R, let's go. We need to stop these balers again. If nothing else, we're being efficient with the balers. Alright, we are getting it done. We may have lost an entire stack of bales, but our balers are getting after it. That's for sure. How? Oh, that grain cart's pushing all those bales. That's what's going on here. Okay. I was wondering what was going on there. Alright, let me just park here for a second. Go ahead, stop you. You got 16 minutes left on your harvest, or your baling. Not bad. We'll just stop those for now again. Again. Let's get the last bales out of this guy. All right. So the good news is this is the last land that we're cutting through here. So we get this set up, and then we should hopefully just be good to roll. Get this field done, and then get on to some current. Because after all, I like corn. It's the big clumpy knobs. It's, well, this corn won't have the juice. It'll probably mostly get dried. Possibly, we'll see. Most of this is probably going to get dried and get sold. So yeah. We do also have the option, if we wanted to, you know, we do have that production control mod. I have not adjusted like our beer and our whiskey. We could go and crank those up if we really wanted to. I don't know if I like the idea, because then that means having to haul more pallets. So I don't think I like that idea too much, honestly. Unless we wanted to put them on selling, which then we don't make nearly as much money. So probably don't want to do that, honestly. You know what? I bet that mother bin's turned off again. I bet that big Roy's turned off. We went all the way to the silo. That wouldn't surprise me if it turned off. Alright, let's run over there and we'll see. If nothing else, hopefully there's a truck there. There's not a truck there. Say hopefully there's a truck there to load, but I guess not. Snow, I'm doing. How are you? Welcome in. Oh, I found out, by the way, in September, chat. September. I might need some time off. Not sure when, not sure how long, not sure of anything yet. But apparently I've got some family coming to town for a week in September. So I would assume I would want to probably end up taking a couple streams off that week. Or maybe, I don't know if they're coming to hang out with us. I don't know what's going on, but I assume I would want to hang out with, you know, family, right? It's family I like, so few and far between, you know? Yeah. You didn't clear a trip out east to visit you. Wait, Bear, is this like Farmer Nick's wedding present? Where you come out here and then I have to go out there? Is this like an unwritten rule that I don't know? Because, good luck. Yeah, I said it. You're on your way home from Maine. Nice. Very nice. Oh man. No, family that lives in Texas, they're supposedly coming up for a week or so. So should be pretty cool, right? No farms or tractors. Well then I'm out. Oh goodness. Even Dad agrees, Bear, by the way. Because I was telling him about, like, you know, how like I'm not really interested in the sawmill because I've seen it 1,000 times, right? Or not 1,000 times, but I've seen it, right? And how, you know, it's gonna be cool to get to see the farm show through like somebody's point of view that's never been there. Obviously it's Bear Chat. Yeah, and he agreed. He's like, yeah, I can't wait. I was like, cool. So it will be we'll be tour guides for sure. I'm gonna get the cheesy, like, stupid headset with like the really obnoxiously loud speaker for no reason. On your left, camels. Wait, that's a joke that nobody gets here. Never mind. Nobody gets that joke here. Oh goodness. I think it's funny, but through a child's eyes? No. No, that was not said. No, I just think it'll be cool to, you know, yeah, and Pops agreed, so. You betcha. Which I thought was kind of neat, so. Yeah. Did you hear about his tractor though, Bear? I don't know if you heard that part, that development since Sunday. Sad times. Sad times, brother. Kind of. That's funny. Yep. All right. Didn't realize they had four-wheel steer. Yeah, they're kind of nifty like that. Kinda nifty like that. Right. So at least Big Roy's still running. Every time I'm coming over here, I'm checking that exhaust flapper to see if it's a flapping or not. Oh, it's so much worse, Bear. So we figured out Sunday, and okay, let me back up. We've known for a while that the oil pressure gauge reads 0 oil pressure. Okay? But one time we took the oil pressure gauge out, Dad cleaned that area where the oil pressure gauge goes, and the oil pressure gauge worked for a while. So we had oil pressure. So we just figured it was the gauge. Well, the tractor runs for like 10 minutes, then it turns itself off. But when it turns itself off, it sounds like it's running real hard for the last, like, 4 seconds, and then it turns itself off. And we kind of noticed some little ting, ting, ting noises coming from the top end of the engine. And so we've determined that we have no oil pressure. Actually have no oil pressure. We've recently changed the oil. There's no metal in the oil, which is good. The oil doesn't look great, but there's no metal. There was some water, but no metal. But if we're not having oil pressure, something is getting hot inside of that engine and tightening up and causing the engine to turn off. Now, what's weird is you can immediately go to the tractor and start right back up, and it runs fine for another 10 minutes. But if we're not getting oil pressure or something, we're causing damage. Yeah, no metal's good, but we're still not getting oil. So, yeah. It's kind of a thing. Chris will catch you. Yeah, so it has an oil pump. But the problem is, to get to the oil pump, you have to split the tractor in two. So that tractor will not be available for when you're in town. We'll still have Buster in the 995. But the Dad's Alice B or Alice C is out of the question. So the tractor needs to get split in half, and then from there we'll probably investigate, like, do the sleeves look bad? You know, we'll pull off the rocker cover, probably pull off the oil pan, and just look at stuff. And if stuff looks bad, Dad's already talking about a full engine rebuild. So not that either one of us want to have to do it, but if that's what it takes, that's what it takes, you know? So, yeah. It's kind of a problem. So that might be a winter project, full engine rebuild on that tractor. Which is, I mean, it's fine, whatever. It actually won't be that bad because the engine's not locked up like mine was. The worst part of mine was getting the old pistons out. That sucked. I mean, there was a lot of hammering, we'll just put it that way. So, at least with this one, you know, it runs. Yeah, so it's not locked up, so. It could be a thing. But yeah, that might be a, either way, just to split the tractor is probably, we're going to wait till winter. It's just too hot and too miserable to do that now. So I wouldn't want to do that in the summertime anyway. No, thank you. Way too hot for that right now, so. Yeah. But that's okay. It is what it is. That's not the tractor we plow with. We were just going to get that out for like a tractor drive. But it's okay. We don't have to do that. At least with that tractor. We got other stuff. We got other tractors. We'll break out the old John Deere 111s if we have to, you know. They're little lawn tractors. I wouldn't do that, but you know. This mother bin is full, chat. I'm not convinced that that other truck actually came here. To be honest, it's not at home because that's the quad's the last thing in the row there. I'm really not convinced that we're hauling with two trucks. I don't know where the other truck went, and it might just be hiding on the map somewhere. And 29 soybean harvest, that'd be a great contract, wouldn't it? That would be. Dang, 30 in spinach, that'd be a healthy one too, actually. Yeah, not convinced that other truck's here. I know we're on the long rounds right now. The longest passes this field, and that's the highest yielding area of this field too. That's actually what's going on. This is the higher yielding side. Long pass is high yield. We're gonna have full mother bins. That's okay. It's all good. We got enough to get this auger wagon empty, and we'll go back for more. That's all we can do. That is it, chat. All right, go around the little loop-de-doo. Come on. Got one combine needs to be unloaded. Why did that just happen? My one light in front of me just turned off randomly and turned back on. I don't know why it did that. It's possessed. All right. So that's good. We'll get this empty. We do need to, you know what? I don't need to, but I kind of want to. We do have the modded auger wagon or mother bin, by the way. Well, the big one from 22. It's back. Just saying. We could buy that too. Why not, right? If the 4,000 bushel grain carts or other bin's not enough, go to the 6,000 bushel one. Why are my lights turning off one by one out here, chat? I have lights like behind my monitor kind of shine on the wall back there, you know, and like one of those just turned off too and turned back on. I think there's a boogeyman. Anybody standing behind me? Hello? I wonder if Ant's messing with the Google Home in the house. That's probably what it is. Mouse munching on the horse. I don't think so. I sure hope not. I don't. Although, you know what? That's actually a good point. Good question, Bear. Because I did notice while I was mowing grass yesterday that my bait station that I put out for mice on the, like, kind of on the other end of the house, I noticed that it was turned on its side. So I actually probably need to check that and probably rebait the thing. Just saying. Probably should do that. Yeah, I noticed that while I was mowing yesterday, and then I was like, I'm too hot to worry about that today. That'll keep. Oh, man. It's amazing how hot you can get just sitting on a lawnmower, you know? Doesn't help you have that engine behind you that's making a ton of heat, too. And, you know, you're literally sitting on top of the hydraulic units, and they're making heat. And, oh. It was brutal yesterday. But I don't think I have any. I sure hope I don't have any mice in this garage right now. Although there is a possibility. Yeah, stuff got stirred up next door, so you never know. They could be on the move. Yeah. Because I know that's where they're coming from. It's next door. But hopefully I don't have any in here right now. I would not be happy if I did. I do have traps set. I did have 2 bait stations outside. Although I know that one's messed up, but it's fine for now. I'll fix it. I think Sunday morning Pops are going to work on a gate that we have on that end of the house, so I'll probably fix it. The old chain link gate has settled over time, if you will, and need to get some wrenches and loosen the bracket, raise the gate back up so we can actually use the thing. Right now it's settled so far you can hardly use it. So that's not good. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to wait. I still don't know. There's no way there's another there. No, that other truck went somewhere else and I don't know where he went. This is not him here. That's the milk tractor. So I don't know where, unless he's stuck in the cow barn again, which he doesn't look to be. Oh, why is he there? I sent him to the freaking fermenting silo and I meant to send him to the grain bin. That's gonna be on me. We gotta go fix him, right? Tell you what, we'll grab our semi truck because it's faster. Yeah. I've been wondering where he was. I sent him to the wrong thing. Oh well. All right, let's top this up again with, I know, 4%. It's okay. And then we'll start our balers We can limp by to finish this. I mean, they're on their last round after all, so it's not a huge deal out here. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing. For 4%. And he can probably go about 12 feet. Sorry, buddy. Not bad. Maybe it's time for some 1050s and bigger grain carts. Although I kind of want to buy those fields today. That's okay. Come on, tractor. 20 miles an hour, not fast enough. Let's go. Right. Speaking your language, they are great tractors. If we were going to do anything for auger wagon tractors, it'd probably be 1050s. Problem is, I don't really know what auger wagon I would go with. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, these hold like 30,000. So it's not like they're tiny. We do have the Kinsey, but that only holds 37 or 30. So, I mean, it's not really worth upgrading for 7,000 more. So that's out of the question. I'd love to go to the big one, but I mean, I guess we do have a 715 quad that would pull it, but we have to run that ourselves, so we can't auto drive that. 715 would pull that quite well. This thing takes 500 horsepower, so I would assume the 715 would run that. We did just buy that earlier. But otherwise, you're up here, I mean, 46 to 70,000, or I mean, 41.4 if you go to this J&M. Yeah, 41.4, you have to go on tracks to get that. Yeah. So from 30 to 41,000, that's not a terrible upgrade. That wouldn't be terrible. That would actually help. Although not really, our problem's not really the auger wagon right now. The problem is I sent the truck to the wrong spot. That's actually our problem right now. So, yeah. $8 and 1050s to go 2 tractors, yeah. You betcha, Fire Shadow. Fire Shadow, welcome in. What's poppin'? You're not wrong, though, honestly. I mean, the 1050s are just, they're great tractors. They are all around just fantastic tractors. But again, the problem is not our auger wagons right now. The problem is that I sent the truck to the wrong spot. Now, obviously, bigger auger wagon would always help, but it's not really the issue. Although I do also have 2 more of them sitting in the barn that I didn't bring out here, so yeah. That's also kind of a thing. That's okay. Right. So we got, I know there's a row of bales over yonder we should go get after this pass. Be done with it, you know? Right. And right now, you know, we don't have any Fendt tractors, so, you know, we can always pick up a Fendt. Had a long day at work yesterday. Got you, Fire. Fire, I'm good. I'm recovering from yesterday. We had a steamy mow day here, so very, very steamy mow day yesterday. It was quite warm. But that's okay because we got it done. And that's what matters. With all the rain we've been having and the heat, the grass, especially the crabgrass, is just growing like nobody's business right now. It's unreal how much it's growing. So yeah. I mean, there's a lot of yards around town with. Well, see, here's the other problem: is the stupid Big Roy tractor keeps turning it off too. We saw a lot of yards around town yesterday with like 2-foot tall grass. That was kind of common to see yesterday. Yes, I mean, there's some bad looking yards around town right now. So yeah. Oh, and don't worry, chat. Mr. Perfect was nice enough yesterday. Okay. He was nice enough yesterday to do the backwash on his pool filter. So he put all that salt water in my yard again, right? We do have a fent. What fent do we have? But anyway, he was nice enough to do the salt water, the backwash on his pool filter. So he put all that salt water in the yard. And I didn't realize it. So when I got to that spot of the yard and I needed to turn the lawnmower, I made a big old mess because it was pure mud over there. So I was expecting it to be, you know, we haven't had as much rain here at the house lately. So the house was dry yesterday. The farm wasn't, but so everything was dry yesterday except for that spot of the yard, thanks to Mr. Wonderful. So really appreciate him you know, drowning the yard out for me. So nice guy. Scoot, I don't think we do, bro. Oh, well, okay. That's fair. We do have the 1100. I forgot about that fent. All right, we can't buy it then. I'll tell you what, I saw on Instagram yesterday. They had this tractor, but with wheels. And you know, well, okay, this one doesn't do it, but you know how they had, there's the cloths where you can turn the cab around. Y'all remember that from like 22? They had that with a swather head going. They were swathing like barley or something. I don't even know what it was. With that. And I was like, that's wild. That's a lot of power to swath with. It was pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know what they were actually swathing. But it was pretty neat, whatever it was. So, yeah. Thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, I forgot about the 1150. My bad. So we don't have a fent on wheels. How about that? We have a fent. It's just on tracks. And 2 of them. Not 4. Yeah. Problem is we need to stay with traditional tractors for auger wagon tractors. So. The 1050 is probably the best auger wagon tractor, but you know, it won't pull the big auger wagon, which is fine. But I don't know if we, you know, I don't know. The other thing about auger wagons is if we upgrade one, we're upgrading all of them. We're not going to run 2 different kinds of auger wagons, because I'll probably have to adjust auto drive points based on the auger length of the auger wagon. So yeah, if we're doing that, we're gonna do them all. We're not gonna do just one, you know. Yo, right? I mean, that's always kind of been a problem since they came out with like the big Borgo seeder. You know, they came out with that John Deere for it. The John Deere they came out with that Borgo, it wouldn't pull it on a hill. It had to be flat land. So it's like, okay, I have to wait for a mod to be able to use the seeder, you know? It's kind of the way it is. Unfortunately. So Ken confirmed this does not... I sent it to the wrong place. All right. Of course it's a JD. Oh. Yeah, I didn't think about that. I don't hate on brands, for the record. I don't care. Whatever floats your boat. Whatever floats your boat. I don't care. Well, I shouldn't say I don't hate on brands. I do hate on some brands. I don't really hate on brands of like farm equipment though. Lawn care equipment, lawnmower zero turns. Yeah, I'll hate on brands all day long, but when it comes to like tractors and stuff, I don't care. So yeah. You hate on Valtra? But did you know with a Valtra you can make a... Is that full again? And not running again. It needs to be pulled up too. Come on. Did you know with Valtra? Hang on, let's see. I think we can still do it. Isn't there a Valtra in here? Yeah. So with the Valtra, you can make a Temu version of a John Deere. Did you know that? I could buy this now, but it's not going to show up for like 3 months because it has to come, you know, it's Temu. So it's a Temu John Deere right there. Did y'all see that? That's it. Straight from Temu. You can probably find it on the TikTok shop even. Bench him. Fix it yourself? No, you can't do that. No. Oh boy. Alright, we're just waiting on trucks at this point, yo. Oh goodness. Facebook Marketplace? Maybe. I don't know. The TikTok shop, I don't know if you guys have spent much time looking around there. It's all quality products. I can't even say that without laughing. It's a lot of junk, I'll be honest. Although my, it's a fishing shirt. Whatever, I wear it for sun reasons. For mowing, that came from TikTok shop, and I actually really like it. Yeah. But it's technically a fishing shirt. Oh god, the baler's gonna catch the combine again. I thought it was far enough ahead where it wasn't going to this time, but we're waiting on trucks. So. Is it child size? Okay. All right. Oh man. Although actually I will say that I bought one of those airbag jacks. Now I didn't buy it from TikTok shop, but I did see it on TikTok shop first. And I really like it. We use it. I think since we got that, we haven't used our regular floor jack at the farm. That airbag jack is actually really nice. So yeah. I really like that thing. it's not illegal to fix a John Deere yourself. They don't want you messing with their software was what it really, at least from what I understand. That's really what it was. It wasn't that you couldn't repair a flat tire on your John Deere. They didn't want you messing in their software. So yeah. Tractors in a predicament in Discord. How did your tractor end up inside of a tipper? What? Oh, man. And I don't think it was ever illegal either, by the way. It's like, you know, to make it illegal, you'd have to get the government involved. It's not illegal. But yeah. Just saying. JD never appears to learn that concept. Okay. Tractor apparently fits in the tipper. Well, that's a new way to, you know, get another tractor to a field, huh? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I mean, well, how do we talk about this without, you know, pissing everybody off? I could see if you go in and mess with their software and your tractor's still in warranty, I could see it voiding a warranty. But that's no different than going in your truck and, you know, messing with stuff and you blow the motor and they find out you messed with stuff, it voids warranty, right? Or like, you know, if you buy a brand new string trimmer from your local, you know, lawn and garden shop and you put straight gas in there, that's not warranty. That's because you messed up. I don't have a problem with that either, you know? I know I'm making a stretch there, but, you know, if you go in the software and you turn a 200 horsepower tractor up to 5 and something happens, that's not really on John Deere, right? That's not on any company. That's on whoever did the wrenching, right? Wrenching on the computer, you know? Got to break out that 9/16 to, you know, adjust that software. Sorry, it'd probably be metric. Never mind. Man, that's your problem? Yeah. ZK Master Tech repair videos? No. Nope, never heard of him. Keyboard wrenching? Yeah. All the time, Scoot. What were Dad and I were messing with something, and I was like, I bet that's metric, and he just looked at me, and I was like, yeah, you're right, it's old, it's probably not. Although, you know, everything on our 995 tractor is metric, because it's actually a David that was built in jolly old England and shipped over, so tune in. Yep. Oh boy. All right. Are we done yet, chat? Is it done? They are done. Hip hip hooray. Hip hip hooray. All right, we'll go back, clean up the rest of the bales real quick. We may not haul them out of the field. We got to take our 3 o'clock break here in a couple of, oh, there's a severe thunderstorm watch to my north. Include Chicago. Chicago. All right. They can keep it. Although it eventually will impact us because, you know, the water drains this way from, you know, Chicago. It's the Mississippi from the Illinois River north of St. Louis. How many people knew that? Show of hands. How many people realize that the Missouri River hits the Mississippi just north of St. Louis too? I don't know. Should be using British. I don't even know what that is. Oh goodness. But yeah, it's a thing. A manatee named Hugh, I swear. Wait, what did that manatee do? What'd that manatee do? I don't know, but his name's Hugh. And he's a manatee. There's something. Right. Let's go. Oh, is it bad, chat? It might be bad. Ever since those thunderstorms on Monday morning, what I call camera 2, the one that I have out back that's sitting on top of my air conditioner, does not work anymore. Is that bad? It has not worked since Monday morning or Sunday night, I guess. So I think that's bad, right? It just says the device is offline. And it doesn't even try to connect to it. So I think it may have RIP, you know? I'm just throwing that out there. Oh man. Yeah. Restart it. I'd have to I guess do like a hard reset, like unplug it, right? Plug it back in. Because I can't access it through the software at all. So I think I'd have to do like a hard reboot. Just to see if it'll come to life or not. Yeah, we kind of suck if they quit working. That's one of my newest cameras too. One of the newest ones. I'm waiting for them to come out with another new camera, and then I'm gonna buy it. They keep putting their... I'm a big Wise Cam guy. I've talked about it before. And they have a camera called a Wise Tilt Pan or something, 2, 3, something like that. So basically it's a camera that you can like swivel and pan it up and down and all this stuff. It's really nice. And I've got one. But they keep putting it on sale. Which, I don't know about anybody else, but that tells me that they're getting ready to replace it with something new. And so I'm waiting for the new one to come out. And I'd like to pick up another one. I'd like to get... Well, never enough cameras, right? Never enough cameras. So yeah. So I'd definitely buy one, but... Or two, maybe. I have a couple places I'd like to put some more cameras, so... I don't want to speak for John Deere, but I do believe that was more of their thing, was more of the computer side, and not like, you know, you couldn't replace an air filter in your tractor. Which is what a lot of people were spinning that whole right to repair thing and didn't actually know what was going on. Like with everything, there's a lot of like fake news involved, you know? Unfortunately. But again, I'm not speaking for John Deere or really on either side of what they had to say, because I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe it was kind of blown out of proportion. from what I remember hearing about it. So, yeah. All right. All of auto drive is done. Sorry, this is course play. And I'm going to wait and send this stuff home so we can get the other stuff out of here. The baker is back. Welcome back. It's popping. All right. Oh yeah, no, modern day tractors are, shoot, they're basically just giant computers. I mean, I saw in a Millennial Farmer video, him and his dad were talking about their sprayer, and they're like, yeah, John Deere had to come out and update the nozzles on the sprayer because there's a computer board at every single sprayer nozzle. That's like, oh my God. It's crazy, you know? Time to pull out the disc arrow. I don't... Scoot. That's a no-no word around here, you know? Chat, I'm gonna go take my 3 o'clock break. We're gonna ride with this truck. I will be back in just a minute. BRB.